Today on the channel, years in the making. Today, Super 7 Ultimate Mumm-Ra.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Super 7 Ultimates unboxing and review. And today, the long-awaited, the long-anticipated Thundercats Series 2 Mumm-Ra. But remember, for all your Thundercat needs and a whole lot more, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. So like I said, it's been about a 2-year wait for Mumm-Ra. Super 7 has been very clear about the delays, the factory issues, obviously COVID issues, things like that. But a long time. We know we historically wait about a year for our Super 7 figures. This one took about 2 years, and hopefully it was worth it. And there's only one way to figure that out, is we got to watch this review. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. But as usual, let's start with the little shipping container. And I got to say, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the biggest Ultimate Edition we have ever received from Super 7. Very, very deluxe packaging here. Much bigger than your typical Super 7 that's about here, as this is a big, big figure. Also a little bit more pricey than your traditional Ultimate figure, as you can imagine. But you got that outside shipping box there. Mumm-Ra, the ever-living, of course. We've seen these before. I always say, make sure you save onto these. Great to protect these boxes. Great to store everything in, and so forth. But we got that one there. Off to the side, very gently. See you later. But now we get down to it. We get down to the big, big box here with Mumm-Ra. Once again, you've got the Mumm-Ra logo here. You know it's a bad guy in the Thundercats universe. Big, big box, big slipcover packaging. Mumm-Ra, the ever-living, down below. Nothing on either side, but you do get the Thundercats logo on the back. Now for the big time reveal. Let's see what old Mumm-Ra is up to. Oh, there it is. He's coming out. Off to the side. See you later, very gently. But there it is. There's old Mumm-Ra in all of his glory. A big, big Mumm-Ra. As we know, we did get Mumm-Ra in Series 1. I got that bad boy handy right here. We get Mumm-Ra in his decrepit old form. But when he transforms, he gets into this magical big beast right here. And this was one of the actual Thundercats from the original lineup. Way back in the day, I had Mumm-Ra, I had Slythe. I didn't have very many Thundercats. I was more of a He-Man guy, but I definitely enjoyed Thundercats. Would have loved to have had more Thundercats. But you can only collect so many things when you're a little kid. And so I'm reliving my childhood now through these Super 7 Ultimates. This version of Mumm-Ra, of course, was in Series 1 of Thundercats. They also made a glow-in-the-dark Big Bad Toy Store exclusive. I do have that in my collection as well. You definitely need both versions of Mumm-Ra. Mumm-Ra is in both forms many times throughout the cartoon. But this is the one I'm the most excited for. Big old scary mummy giant. I'm here for this all day long. I can't wait to dive in, but let's take a look at the packaging first. You can see in the package we got extra hands, we got extra heads. Looks like a soft goods cape that has a little bendy wire in it. It's funny thing is, this has been so long since we pre-ordered this, I've almost forgotten what's in here exactly. We got Ma-Mutt in there, which is a nice add-on as well, so there's a lot going on here. And once again, this is probably the biggest Ultimate figure we've ever received from Super 7. Nothing fun on the sides, warnings, UPCs, that stuff down there. Ultimate Edition on the very top, and then the back. Love this phenomenal artwork that we got going on here. Just extra beautiful artwork. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's read the back. Let's see what it says about our old pal Mumm-Ra here. Can't wait to get him out of the package. Mumm-Ra, the ever-living. Mumm-Ra is the Thundercats' evil adversary. Mummified and otherwise weak, he is energized and made immortal as a servant to the spirits of evil. Oh, watch out, evil. Who grant him magical and transformative powers to carry out their wicked bidding. And one of the great cartoon villains of the 80s. I don't know if he quite makes the Mount Rushmore. You know Cobra Commander's on there. Megatron, Skeletor, Shredder, Mumm-Ra, Gargamel maybe? I don't know. But there is definitely a... Mount Rushmore would be tough to do of the villains of the 80s. Alright, let's get this out of here. Very interesting, as this came packed... packed with some hair from China. There's some hair in there. I don't think you can see it, but I got a big old dark hair right in there, right in the packaging. So I don't know what that's all about. Somehow somebody was packing it away, got their hair in here. So free hair all the way from China. Might get that tested. We'll see what happens with that. But holy cow, do we got a big double plastic prison going on here. There's a lot going on here. A lot more than I remember. some might say more than meets the eyes, and that's a upcoming Ultimate review of little Transformers down the line. But we got the cape and we got the swords. Gonna have to cut those all out, but we got a little plastic prison for them. And then we get the big plastic prison. Like I said, you got Ma-Mutt, you got the extra head, you got the hands, you got a lot to like with this bad boy right here. And as usual, I'm going to cut him out, get him out of the plastic prison, and we're going to be back, and we're going to talk about Mumm-Ra, the ever-living. All right, we've got Mumm-Ra out of the package. A lot of twist ties, a lot of different things to clip out with this one compared to some of the other Ultimates there. But it is, once again, a very, very big figure. You don't want it slipping and sliding away on you in the package, of course. But we got Mumm-Ra right here. And the first thing, let's do some comparisons real quick, just so you can figure out the height difference here. Now, here's Lion-O Super 7. So you can see right off the bat, look at that height difference. Look at that action. So Mumm-Ra is a very, very big Ultimate, like we said earlier. You put him against his small form Mumm-Ra, even bigger than there. So a big, giant figure, big, beefy figure. You guys know old Kyle. He loves big figures. He loves hairy bipedal creatures. He loves mummy-type creatures, except for universal mummies. But Mumm-Ra from Thundercats Mummies, I'm all in for, so there you go. But then I wanted to show that right off the bat so you know what kind of scale we're dealing with here. Big, brooding, big monster dude Mumm-Ra is. But let's start with the accessories. Let's go through these first, and then we'll get into the figure. But let's talk accessories here. And first one is Ma-Mutt. Now this one, I don't believe, was this ever released in the original Thundercats line? I can't remember off the top of my head, but I don't believe it was. Maybe it was, though. Who knows? But I don't remember it. I definitely didn't have it as a kid. I love that we have the arm and leg articulation on this Ma-Mutt, the dog. Kind of like a bulldog a little bit. But he is his faithful companion. He's got his nice spiked collar with the gold spikes, the red collar, black ears, nice bluish gray tone to him. Some nice dark wash, some colors here to really bring him out. A little bit of a hunchback on Ma-Mutt. Love the teeth, bright white teeth, and the bright red eyes really make this thing look like a devil dog, I guess you would say. But a nice accessory here. I love that it's articulated. Just a very cool piece to go along with Mumm-Ra. He was a big feature of the cartoon, as we all know Ma-Mutt was. So we got Ma-Mutt right there. Then we got the big old sword from Mumm-Ra. Now, I had the original LJN version of Mumm-Ra as a kid with the light-up eyes and all the features. And I seem to remember only one side of this sword is all he had. He didn't have both sides, only one side. There is a lot of rumors going around. Super 7, as we filmed this, did show a coming soon picture. So it does look like we are going to get a repaint of this one. And guess what? Got to get the most out of your molds, especially the biggest figure they've ever had. They're going to have to find ways to retool this, get some more money out of this, because this couldn't have been a cheap one to produce. So the rumor is, and by the time you watch this video, maybe the answer will be out there, but they're looking at a cartoon, or this is cartoon inspired, an LJN toy inspired one from way back in the day. So maybe that'll be the case. I'd have to pick that one up because I absolutely loved that as a kid. It'd be interesting if it has the head that can remove, so you could have just bald Mumm-Ra. I remember I had that a lot as a kid as well. But got the big sword here, big, huge sword. I mean, it's bigger than he is if you take a look at it. Look at that big, massive sword. He can fight Lion-O with this bad boy, but we got his big sword as part of the accessories here. Hands, of course, you got to have hands. He better have a fist on him. Oh, he comes packed with 2 fists. He's ready to throw down at a moment's notice. But you do get extra hands with him. You get 2 gripping hands here to hold his weapon, of course, so you have those. And then you got kind of the more maniacal claw hands going on. So we got 2 extra hands. No issues with these hands either. Good paint. I love the blue color that Mumm-Ra is. It's Mumm-Ra blue is what this is. But beautiful to get those. We do get a cape. Once again, this is a wired cape. Soft goods. Now, the Mumm-Ra we got in Series 1 and the Big Bad Toy Store exclusive also had 2 capes. The plastic cape or soft good cape. So you can choose your own cape adventure like a young Lando Calrissian out there on the shelves right now. But very cool. This does plug into the back. I'm not sure where these sides plug in, but I'll figure it out for some glamour shots. But it's a nice big cape, just like Mumm-Ra would have. He needs a big cape. That really finishes off the look for him for sure. But beautiful 2-sided. You got red and black attack going on. I like this a lot. And then the bendy wire in here so you can pose it around even better. So we got that going on. We got an extra head we'll get into, and then we got this little scepter deal, and I'm sure this is part of a cartoon episode. I just can't remember off the top of my head right now. It almost looks like an energy-wielding bulb, but definitely an extra accessory that goes along that Kyle just can't remember. I can't remember everything. That's just the way it goes, but another accessory here. So we got that going on. Now let's get down to Mumm-Ra. Now Mumm-Ra has 2 heads. What is the difference here? And okay, all right off the bat, you could tell the difference. Everything seems to be the same as far as the straps and the colors and everything like that. The difference is in the mouth and the face. You get more of a reserved look coming standard out of the package, and then you get the screaming Mumm-Ra head here. He's ready for business. He's screaming and yelling. Very cool. I think I'm going to have to do this one. Mumm-Ra, you always just think of him growing in the opening of the cartoon and spreading his wings, or his cape out, I guess we should say, and screaming and yelling. So we got to have that going on here. But I always love it. I always love having the extra heads. Great for you toy photographers. If you're doing a little story or something, you can change the expressions, things like that. So I always love extra heads. And that's exactly what we get with Mumm-Ra. And both heads very clean, good blue, no paint issues, no issues at all. This Mumm-Ra is absolutely fabulous. It's interesting. I think I prefer what Super 7 did here. They could have easily gave us cloth or wired bendy cape for the like tassels on his head. They could have done the same for the mummy kind of toilet paper fragments he's got going all over. I'm glad they went with the harder plastic. I think it looks better, especially over time. But who knows? Maybe we get that repaint LJN one. Maybe they'll go some soft goods on there instead. I don't know. I guess we'll have to stay tuned to that. But I think I like this decision better, the way they did this. Articulation-wise, we do have a bicep cut on him. You do got single-jointed elbows, but the elbows are pinless as usual. Hands are removable, up, down, all around, side to side. Got a nice little... what is that called? A little gauntlet or wrist gauntlet with some spikes on it. Got a nice gold one up closer to the bicep. Good mobility on the head, side to side, not really much up and down, pretty much limited. I love the snakes. The purple snakes really add to it, the black. So got an Egyptian monster mummy thing with Mumm-Ra. It just definitely does look good. Big time ab crunch going on. You got the Mumm-Ra logo, I guess the logo of evil right there on his chest, so you know he's a bad dude. Got one of the greatest skirts in all of cartoon, right up there with the Eternian loincloth. He's got a little skirt action going on, the black and red again with the gold piping. Single jointed knees. I don't think, yep, there is thigh swivel on him as well. Single jointed knees, like I said. Nice boots. Well, they're not really boots. They're more shin guards here. A nice gold color, white wrapping there. And then always the fur down there at the toes. Always a patented Mumm-Ra thing. And then his bare feet as well. Looks really, really good. I really like it. I don't have any scuffage. I don't have any paint problems. I don't have any overspray going on. He's got good articulation, a little limited by the skirt, but he's not a guy that's going to be doing splits. He's not going to be doing any of that kind of stuff. One thing I did know, I did do an unboxing of Pum-Ra, and, you know, this Series 2 of Thundercats was delayed over a year. Well, Series 4 with Pum-Ra ended up coming before him, so the confusion was already there, and Pum-Ra came with an extra head, a larger version of a head he already had, and I was very, very confused. I could not figure out what was going on. After the review, it clicked in my head that, wait a minute, Pum-Ra was Mumm-Ra. This came so you could use this head over with this Mumm-Ra figure. So I wanted to try that here. It's just tough to keep track of everything. You guys know how it goes. There's a lot to keep track of. And I should say you can remove some of this wrapping if you are so inclined. He also has a little button there for his cape, if that's where you connect it. But this will pop right on the top here. Oh my gosh. Well, maybe not. It's just very tight. There it is. Alright, so if you want to reenact that scene, you can turn him into Pum-Ra if you are so inclined. That's why Pum-Ra had that extra head. I could not remember that at the time, and then it just clicked as I was taking some glamour shot pictures. So you do have that option at your disposal if you are so inclined. I'll pop this head back on. Come on, go back on. Very tight to get on there, but holy cow, is this something... I would say this lived up to the hype. I was a little nervous. I was a little down, as you guys know, having to wait so long for Series 2. I get the COVID world. I get delays at factories. But boy, 2 years is a long time to sit on your money, as you guys are fully aware. But man, do I ever like this Mumm-Ra. It lived up to my expectations. I would say it exceeded my expectations. One of my all-time favorite toys I had as a little kid. I still remember going to, I believe it was KB Toys at the mall. Was it the Empire Mall in Sioux Falls, South Dakota is where I picked this one up at. I'll never forget it when I was a little kid. And it was one of the few Thundercats toys I had, so it was very memorable. He played with my Masters of the Universe toys. I kind of incorporated him into that world. That's what you do when you're a little kid, I guess. But a lot of great accessories. Ma-Mutt coming along, the big sword, the soft goods cape with the wire bendies, the extra head, throw in the Pum-Ra head, and you're off to the races. I can't recommend this enough. You guys know I love big figures, but with that comes about a $10 extra price point. but it's definitely worth it. And if you're a collector that doesn't want to be all in on Thundercats, probably wouldn't hurt to just grab Lion-O and Mumm-Ra. You got the two heavy hitters of the line. You put them next to Skeletor and He-Man, Duke and Cobra Commander, really Flint and Cobra Commander, I should say. And you can kind of have an 80s staple of some of the great 80s feuds, rivalries, cartoons, whatever you want to call it. But definitely a slam dunk. Can't recommend this strongly enough. I'm here for this one all day long. Very excited to have this on my collection and in my Thundercats display. But what say you? You playing the long game? It's already the long game. It's been over 2 years. Are you going to go to the 3-year long game? Let me know your thoughts here if you're picking up Mumm-Ra. Let me know in the comments down below. And then you made it this far, you might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the old notification bell. We're right in the thick of a lot of Thundercats unboxings. We had 8 Thundercats hit basically all at the same time. We're going through them all on the channel and much earlier on Patreon. So if you want to support the channel, you want early access to all those Thundercats videos and a lot of other videos, giveaways, bonus content, all that fun stuff, check out the Patreon, link in the description below. And then if you want to reach out to me, hit me up on Twitter at SirPaul64, Instagram _Kyle_Peterson, and ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for Mumm-Ra, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.